This entry is not carved in glory, but in quiet calculation, a record of a doomed unit handed a blade and told to prove its worth. In recap, Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao Chapter 1681, Chapter 1682, nearly 1,000 recruits are split into 10 factions, yet fate has already chosen its weakest link. Ling Han's team, assembled from the most disregarded and broken, stands at the very bottom before the contest has even begun. A single rule looms over them like an executioner's axe: fall last and lose everything. Within the stillness of the Black Tower, however, a different storm brews. The Empress burns with vengeance, her oath to annihilate the Ding clan clashing against the cruel truth of cultivation. Power demands sacrifice, and immortality may cost the very bonds she refuses to sever. But the enemy does not wait for enlightenment. Before blades can be sharpened or unity forged, a sudden order descends. A bandit suppression mission. Too early, too deliberate. With no coordination and no chance to prepare, Ling Han's fragile team is thrust toward a battlefield where survival itself feels like defiance. And somewhere behind the curtain of command, Ding Hu watches, waiting for the moment this worthless squad vanishes without a trace. In the vast military encampment, where nearly 1,000 warriors gathered under the banner of the celestial realm, their division into 10 separate teams was far from a simple matter of organization. Beneath the surface of order lay a ruthless design, one that would pit these teams against one another in a relentless cycle of competition. Each year, the 10 teams would clash in a grand tournament. Victory would bring honor, and more importantly, reward. Every soldier was promised a star stone as annual pay, a precious resource in cultivation. Yet this promise came with a cruel twist. The team that ranked last would forfeit their entire year's reward, and those spoils would instead be handed to the champions. And now, fate had played a harsh hand. Ling Han's newly assigned subordinates, every last one of them, had been drawn from the lowest ranks, weak, overlooked, dismissed as poor quality. Compared to the other 9 teams, they were like broken blades facing sharpened swords. Despair spread through the group like a cold wind. Some lowered their heads, their spirits crushed before the battle had even begun. Others whispered among themselves, already contemplating retreat. Why struggle for a year only to be humiliated? Why not fail early, be eliminated, and wait another 100 years for a chance at re-enlistment? Ling Han observed all of this in silence. Within his calm gaze flickered an unshakable confidence. If he wished, he alone could crush an entire team of 100. And beyond his martial strength, he carried the legacy of the Alchemy Emperor. In this land rich with resources, he could refine divine pills in great quantities, elixirs capable of transforming even the most ordinary cultivator. As long as these people followed him with loyalty, he would ensure none of them would remain weak. But if they sought only to cling to him like parasites, then they might as well stay far away. Not far off, Ding Hu cast a cold glance toward Ling Han. A cruel smile lingered faintly on his lips. In his mind, plans were already unfolding. Plans to erase Ling Han from existence before long. The group soon entered the camp. Each individual was assigned a modest room, a place for rest and solitary cultivation. Their daily lives were simple: training in coordinated combat techniques, learning to move as one unit. Occasionally, they would be sent to eliminate minor bandit groups scattered across the mountains, but such real combat missions were usually scheduled years ahead. Without proper coordination, entering battle too early was nothing short of suicide. Once Ling Han and the Empress stepped into their quarters, they wasted no time. With a flicker of thought, they vanished into the Black Tower, a hidden realm beyond ordinary comprehension. Within that secluded space, Ling Han immediately activated its mysterious power. The lingering martial intent left behind by Ding Hu was forcibly erased. As the oppressive force dissipated, Ling Han's body rapidly recovered, vitality surging back like a tide. The Empress stood nearby, her expression colder than winter frost. "I will enter seclusion," she declared, her voice sharp with killing intent. "Within 3 years, I will break through to the severing mundane tier, and when I emerge, not a single member of the Ding clan will remain alive." Her aura trembled with fury. Someone had dared to harm Ling Han, and in her heart, that was a sin deserving annihilation. "Don't rush," Ling Han said softly, Stepping forward and wrapping his arms around her slender waist, he pressed a gentle kiss against her dark hair. You can reach the peak of the Genesis tier through cultivation alone, but breaking into the severing mundane tier, that requires more than effort. It requires a special place within the celestial realm. He continued, his voice steady yet profound. That is why in the ancient realm, the Saint King tier is considered the end of the road. It's not about talent or technique. Without access to that place, without facing the prehistoric power of the heavenly Dao, you cannot wield the heaven's will saber upon yourself. Without that, no breakthrough is possible. Even a genius with the potential of a celestial king would remain trapped at the Saint King tier without it. The Empress's anger did not fade. Instead, it burned even brighter. Then I will reach the consummate level of the Genesis tier first, she said firmly. Once I stand at the peak, I will sever and ascend. Her confidence was absolute, but Ling Han shook his head gently. It's not that simple, he said. The severing mundane tier is the act of cutting away one's mortal bonds. To truly merge with the Tao, you must sever what ties you to this world. And the deeper the attachment, the more complete the fusion with heaven and earth once it is cut. These were not idle words. They were truths imparted to him by the heavenly Emperor of thunder and fire. 4 severances lay on the path to the severing mundane tier, and even the first was enough to change a person entirely. Most who completed it became cold, detached beings, having cast away what they cherished most: family, love, friendship. At those words, the Empress's expression finally shifted. For her, the most important thing in existence was Ling Han. If she had to sever love, if she had to sever him, she would rather die. Yet if she attempted the breakthrough while clinging to such an obsession, the backlash could destroy her completely. Her existence could vanish from the world itself. Immortality was never without a price. After a long silence, she spoke again. If that is the cost, then I would rather remain mortal, she said quietly. I would rather stay with you for this lifetime. Ling Han tightened his embrace. The truth was, the severance did not necessarily have to target love. Any cherished bond could be chosen. But under the torment of the heavenly furnace, most would instinctively cut away what mattered most. To remain clear-minded before the vast Tao, that required a genius among geniuses. Then we must prepare carefully, Ling Han said. Not just us, everyone. Soon, he arrived beneath the reincarnation tree within the Black Tower. Around him, his companions cultivated tirelessly, with the tower absorbing the spiritual chi of the celestial realm and the enhancement of the sacred tree. Their progress surged like a rising storm. Ling Han explained everything to them: the nature of severance, the dangers, the preparation required. Only after ensuring they understood did he and the Empress leave the Black Tower. The others would remain within for now. Only when they could harmonize the regulations of both realms would they be able to step outside. A single night passed. At dawn, training began. The 10 teams were placed under the command of 10 instructors. Ling Han's team was assigned to Wu Jing, a plump, middle-aged man whose cultivation had reached the peak of the Saint King tier. From the moment training began, his voice rang out like thunder. "You useless trash!" he roared. "A swarm of fleas. Training you is an insult to my dignity." His insults came relentlessly, like a storm without end. "I gave up fighting alongside my comrades, just to babysit you idiots. Trash! Morons! Even pigs have more brains than all of you combined." No matter how they performed, good or bad, the abuse never stopped. The team's morale, already fragile, crumbled further. Faces grew pale, spirits sank, and thoughts of escape returned stronger than ever. But escape was not so simple. Once enlisted, there were only 2 ways out. 1, elimination. 1 person per year. 2, death. With only a single elimination slot available, many secretly aimed for it. And so their performance deteriorated further, deliberately poor, as they tried to secure that one path to freedom. Then on the 3rd day, everything changed. Wu Jing stood before them, his expression strangely twisted. "You've been assigned a mission," he announced. "Prepare yourselves. You depart immediately." Shock rippled through the group. So soon? They had barely begun learning coordinated combat. They could not even function as a proper unit, and yet they were being sent into real battle? This was not a mission. This was a death sentence. Perhaps they might succeed, but the cost would be devastating. Half of them, perhaps more, would never return. It did not take long for realization to dawn. This was Ding Hu's doing. He could not openly kill Ling Han, but by sending them into a deadly mission, he could achieve the same result, and the rest of them? They were nothing more than expendable cannon fodder. Ling Han? Wu Jing said coldly, tossing him a jade scroll. You are the captain. This mission must be executed perfectly. The details are inside. The target is a group of mountain bandits, nothing more than a ragtag mob. Only 10 among them are at the peak of the Saint King tier. He paused, his gaze sharpening. Your losses must not exceed 10. If more than 10 die, his voice turned icy, you will be punished under martial law upon your return. A silence fell, cold, heavy, suffocating. This was no longer a test. This was a blade hanging over their necks, and it had already begun to fall. Ling Han's eyes were calm, yet deep within them flickered a sharp glint of insight. Wu Jing's earlier words echoed faintly in his mind, but he dismissed them without hesitation. To him, such reassurances were no more than drifting smoke, insubstantial and deceptive. He understood all too clearly. This was no ordinary mission. Even if Wu Jing himself was ignorant of the full truth, Ling Han knew one thing with absolute certainty. This entire arrangement bore the unmistakable mark of Ding Hu's design. And if Ding Hu had gone to such lengths to set this stage, how could he possibly allow Ling Han to pass through unscathed? Impossible. This so-called band of mountain bandits was no mere rabble. At the very least, they possessed enough strength to cripple Ling Han's squad. And even if Ling Han himself survived and returned to Dark Moon City, what awaited him would not be praise, but punishment. A perfect pretext would arise, and in the confines of prison, his life could be quietly erased. Ling Han gave a faint shake of his head, almost amused. A dignified severing mundane tier expert, resorting to such convoluted schemes just to deal with him? Yet the answer was obvious. The 3 great clans restrained one another like coiled serpents. Without that balance, Ding Hu would have long since acted openly. Why bother with tricks when brute force could suffice? In such a world, who would dare speak against him? But now, the trap had been laid, and the military order had been issued. There was no turning back. 100 soldiers assembled and marched forth, yet not even their instructor accompanied them. The absence spoke louder than any words. This was a path paved with danger. Still, Ling Han remained composed. Ding Hu had miscalculated, not once, but twice. First, Ling Han's injuries had already healed. His strength had returned to its peak, his battle prowess once again surging like a roaring tide. Second, the Empress. Her presence alone overturned the balance of this entire scheme. Her strength was no less terrifying than his own. Even if they fought alone, each could crush opponents within the Genesis tier. And together? Unless saints of the great sects themselves descended, both male and female counterparts, who could stand against them? After all, both had once forged 10 million stars within the Eternal River tier, a feat that defied heaven itself. No matter how fierce the enemy, their strategy was simple yet flawless. One would strike, the other would defend. Between them, no gap could be exploited. Yet while Ling Han and the Empress were unshaken, the same could not be said for the others. Fear spread quietly among the ranks. To march forward was to face death. To flee was to grasp a sliver of life. Some had already made their choice. The moment they exited the city gates, shadows stirred among the group, figures attempting to slip away unnoticed. But Ling Han moved faster than thought. In an instant, he intercepted them. 13 deserters were dragged back, their faces pale with dread. 2 among them were singled out. The instigators, the ones who had fanned the flames of escape. Ling Han's gaze swept across the entire group, cold and commanding. I know what all of you are thinking, he said, his voice steady yet carrying a weight that pressed upon every heart. You believe this mission is hopeless. A brief pause. But hear me clearly. As long as I stand here, none of you will fall. His tone sharpened. This time, I will show mercy. A warning only. But if anyone dares attempt desertion again, then do not blame me for enforcing military law. Silence followed. Though doubt lingered in their hearts, none dared speak. After all, his earlier display had already instilled fear. For now, they obeyed. But in their minds, another thought remained. When battle truly erupted, perhaps chaos would offer them a chance to escape. And so, the journey continued. 7 days of travel lay ahead. Their destination, The chaotic Wind Mountains. At its base ran a vital trade route linking Dark Moon City to Bayou City. Merchants traveled this path year-round, bringing wealth and goods across the land. Bandits were nothing new. Year after year, such threats came and went. Most merely demanded tolls, sparing lives to avoid needless bloodshed. After all, even outlaws feared death. But this group was different. They showed no mercy. Every caravan they encountered was wiped out entirely. No survivors, no witnesses. Yet they were not reckless. If a convoy bore strong guards, they would retreat. But if weakness revealed itself, they struck without hesitation, total annihilation. Ling Han had already devised a plan. They would disguise themselves as merchants. They would become the bait. To ensure the bandits took the hook, even the few peak stage Saint Kings concealed themselves within the carriages. Though, in truth, this precaution was hardly necessary. Their force was already lacking in elite strength, only 6 peak Saint Kings, hardly an intimidating presence. Their convoy rolled forward, openly displaying the banner of the Dark Moon Army. Yet, to any experienced eye, they were nothing more than rookies, and combined with their visibly rich cargo, it was an invitation. Come and take it. The plan was simple, but effective. Not long after entering the outskirts of the chaotic Wind Mountains, Ling Han's senses sharpened. Someone was watching, following. He deliberately ordered the convoy to hasten its pace, creating the illusion of unease, as though they had realized danger too late and now sought escape. The bait was taken. 4 hours later, figures surged from both sides of the path. Their retreat was cut off. Their advance? Blocked. A trap within a trap. A bandit stepped forward, grinning as though greeting prey. "We only want your valuables," he called out with false ease. "Submit obediently, and once we're done, you'll be free." A lie. Everyone knew it. Surrender meant death. At that moment, the Empress rose. Her presence alone shifted the air. Defense was never her role. She was the blade. Ling Han would guard. She would destroy. Mountain winds howled as her long dress fluttered, clinging to her flawless figure. The elegance of her form contrasted sharply with the killing intent radiating from her. For a moment, the bandits forgot fear. Instead, desire filled their eyes. "Beauty," one whistled crudely. "Take off that veil. Let us see your face." Another laughed. "Who cares if she's ugly? With a figure like that, I'd still take her." "Ha ha!" Vulgar laughter erupted. Such was their nature. Every raid, every victim, especially women, met the same cruel fate. But this time, they had chosen the wrong prey. A flash, like lightning tearing through the sky. The Empress moved. A head soared into the air. Blood erupted like a crimson fountain. She stood silently behind the fallen bandit, his body still upright for a brief moment before collapsing, lifeless. Shock rippled through the bandits. Too fast, too deadly. Their leader stepped forward, his expression darkening. "You dare kill one of ours?" he growled. "I had thought to spare your life, but since you seek death..." He raised his hand. "Kill them all." The bandits roared and charged. They moved in coordinated groups, 5 to a unit, forming formations that enhanced both attack and defense. But against her, it meant nothing. The Empress's figure shimmered and split. 1 became 10. 9 doppelgangers emerged, each as real as the original. Together, they danced across the battlefield like celestial spirits, graceful yet merciless. Wherever they passed, death followed. Bodies fell one after another. No one could withstand even a single strike. The battlefield turned into a slaughter. Witnessing this, Ling Han's soldiers froze. Then realization dawned. It was not that the bandits were weak. It was that the Empress was terrifyingly strong. They had believed Ling Han alone was their pillar. But now they understood. With both of them here, victory was assured. Offense and defense, perfectly balanced. Not a single life needed to be lost. Ling Han had not lied. A surge of courage ignited within them. "Charge!" someone shouted. And like a tide unleashed, the soldiers roared and rushed forward to join the battle.